This is a video of an '89 GT that I'm selling. Just basically going through all the areas. You can tell the car wasn't hit. Fender's off a little bit, but this stuff comes off pretty easily because people were doing work to it. None of the fenders were hit. You can see in here, strut rot, or there's no strut rot. There is just a teeny bit of rust there on both sides. Nothing rotted through at all. There's actually no rot on this car at all. Underneath is solid, as you can see from the pictures. They started doing a lot of body work to the car. Getting prepped for paint. It doesn't even have my the door handles on it. Some of these trims will just come right off because the guy I bought it from just kind of put it on there so I can transport it. You see from the the hatch is really solid. Underneath the car is really solid. There is one spot. This car does have a rebuilt title. I'm not going to lie about that. I'm not the type of guy to lie about that stuff. And the reason being is, from what I can gather, is it was hit right here in this door because this door's been replaced. And the VIN codes don't even match up. Someone even took the peel off that. This door is really solid. It's got just an itty bitty surface brown rust, nothing rotted. Somebody came in here and looks like they re-welded here. And they put a piece on the driver's side from like a floor pan. Now that's going to need a little bit of attention, in my opinion. It's not like rotted or anything, but it looks like it might have been bent up and someone tried to fix it at one time. And they also welded it right here. The car's definitely going to need some work. I'm basically selling this car. If somebody wanted to go through it and put it back on the road, it drives straight. I drove it down the street several times to make sure it drove straight. It doesn't steer left or right. Actually, the brakes work really good. Starter sounds like it's going bad. You could hear it probably when it cranked. Engine runs real good. Does have a power steering leak. And the fan that was on it, the electric fan, I actually have in the back. I took it off. It was just, you don't even want to know how it was wired up. It was ridiculous. So, the car is straight. Doesn't have any dimples on the top. On that side, that was fixed. The hatch is solid, like I was mentioning. It's got 308 stock rear axle. From what I'm told, the transmission has a new 5-speed in it. Or excuse me, not 5-speed, new clutch. And this thing shifted. It didn't pop out of gear. Everything was fine. It drove really well. I mean, it just needs a lot of work. I'm basically selling this car for about what you would pay for just the drivetrain. Everyone knows that if I was to sell the A9L that's in this with the mass air harness and all the harnesses with the engine itself, I could probably score anywhere between $600 and $1,000. And the transmission, I've sold transmission setups for as cheap as $750 from the pedal all the way back to the drive shaft. That's everything included, all the way up to $1,000. And I'm letting this car go. It's going to be a good roller for somebody, and/or they need a drivetrain. It's a good drivetrain. You're going to pay that anyways. So, the 10 holes I'd like to keep because those are kind of like my storage wheels. But I do have a set of ponies for a little bit more that actually came on the car. They do have the center caps and they're in good shape. The tires a little older, but they still got plenty of tread on them. It definitely needs a lot of work. You can definitely tell that it hasn't been hit and fixed in the front from the damage. There's no strut rot, which is kind of hard to find. These cars are all getting old enough to where they're getting a little bit of rust there unless they get some attention. The underneath that you see from the pictures are all solid except for that one spot over there on that driver's side that I was telling you about. And like I was mentioning, it does have a rebuilt title. And that's about it. Outside of that, it used to have a cow hood on it that had a stripe on it, but that got used in another one of my cars. So I put a black hood on it from another Mustang. Fits up just nice. It's going to need a lot of work, so car comes as is. It's going to need a new windshield and plenty of interior work, but that's about it.